Oh my goodness. Wow. Ouch. I am in serious pain this morning. I went to the gym this morning and I hurt my back. I'm hurt. I'm seriously, I'm down. So, God. As a result of my injury, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do today. Why does this look so blurry? Hold on. Let's unblur this. Oh wait, hold on. Is that better? I probably had the Bluetooth on. I know that gets super annoying. I don't know why I keep doing that. So, anyways, this video is, I got a meeting. I'm about to go to a meeting because I'm about to shoot this documentary. And it got me thinking, I'm a filmmaker. I should be doing filmmaking like things, right? Like how can I, like I feel like I should be contributing more. Like I feel like I have I feel like I'm powerful. No, I'm not powerful, but I feel like I have the ability to do something. So I've been trying to figure out like what project can I create around this thing to appeal to just regular people who may or may not be interested. And you know, I've been doing videos, you know, that's going, but I want to go bigger. Or not bigger, necessarily bigger, broader. So I started looking at, I mean, obviously, he's got some competition out there, right? I don't know what's the, what's the crossover between Yang and anybody else, you know what I mean? Like, everybody else just seems so different. So, I don't know. I was just trying to get some ideas from you guys as to what I can cover that will be a little bit broader. Like there's a video I'm thinking about, well, I don't know. Right now I'm just kind of looking at polls and we're speculating. But what's the issue? You know what I mean? I was thinking about doing some stuff on gun control. I don't know, man. I feel like gun control is a little iffy. Like people are a little iffy on that one. But I do feel like there might be some crossover between Yang and what's his name? O'Rourke? Beto? That guy? Yeah, I feel like there might be a little crossover because after he had his after the third debate where he basically said he was going to take all assault rifles or he's going to do a mandatory buyback, I feel like that's pretty much the end of his candidacy, right? Like he's done after that. But I don't think anybody else has anything like Yang as far as the what do you call it, the fingerprint technology. Now, no one's asking any questions about this, how it's going to be paid for, anything like that. He just says, oh, it's pretty cheap. Okay. That sounds good. But I feel like that might be something that people might be interested in. So I kind of wanted to like feel people out on that, but I just didn't know if, I don't want to hit them with too much too soon. You know what I mean? If you're not ready for all of Andrew Yang, it might be overwhelming. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. You know what I mean? People are just gonna have that visceral reaction of, whoa, I didn't want to give him up, and I'm definitely not gonna put my fingerprints on in some registry, and I feel like that's how people will feel about it. But I don't know. I'm just looking for those crossover issues where I can start to kind of chip away at the masses. I got no comments. I'm out here. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Where y'all at, man? I'm only gonna be here for a minute. And I'm hurt. I'm hurt bad. But yeah, I'm just looking for some ideas. I was also thinking about, I don't know if, I know I saw somebody doing something like this, like a homeless for Yang type, I don't know, I guess it would be a video. But like, you know, like a bigger project type video. But in my state, I'm not 100% sure if you can register to vote if you don't have a residence. I looked up on the whatever you call it, the voter registration website. So I'm supposed to call them as soon as I'm done with this meeting. I'm going to see if that's a thing. But the only issue I have with that is we could do that, but the primary is not till March. So, I mean, I feel like there's quite a gap between now and March, where if I got a bunch of people registered, that's great, but are they actually going to vote? Maybe not. So, I don't know. Who are these guys? What's up? I'm looking for your ideas. Help me, assist me. We're trying to take this thing to the next level. You guys got nothing. I need the ideas. Tell me what's in your neighborhood. Tell me what questions people are asking you. Tell me what's relevant to the people in your neighborhood. I mean, there's clearly issues. I mean, maybe it's too early. Maybe it's that it's only, what is it? September? Maybe it's only September. But surely we can get a couple of people on this thing. Polls say he's rising. I've been posting little stuff, Facebook, just kind of getting a feel for people. You know, there's not, I don't know. I don't know if people are ready for it. That's why I'm trying to think, how can I go away from the political angle and just talk about an issue? Because I think people might be a little bit, I don't want to say turned off, but it's just a lot, man. Man's got 150 policies. And we can't talk about one of them really without talking about all of them. And I just don't know how many issues are just all encompassing, everybody agrees on. Like, what are those? Like, everyone agrees on certain things, but how to solve problems, there's just not a lot of everyone agrees with this solution. Because everybody doesn't say take the guns. Everybody doesn't say we need to pay people to do this and that. You know, I was actually reading I was gonna do a video on the NCAA, how that is gonna be potentially an issue. California right now has legislation, Gavin Newsom is sitting on some legislation to basically allow NCAA athletes to be paid, not by their school, but by, like, they can get endorsements. I guess they can sign autographs, they can do appearances, they can do stuff like that. They can use their likeness and make money off of it. But one, if that happens, it doesn't go into effect until 2023. Two, a lot of people are concerned that it would just throw the whole system into chaos as far as the NCAA, because then California would have this advantage that no other state has. And three, the potential repercussions from the NCAA. So even that is an issue. You know, I made a video about that, but that video didn't necessarily do too well. I don't know, maybe I just didn't go into depth enough, or it's just not something that people really talk about. But I've been reading the comments on, like, a lot of the threads, because there's a lot of people talking about this right now. And some people are saying, actually a lot of people kind of agree with this, but what they're saying is just they don't want the university to have to pay the athletes. And Yang's policy would allow for the university to pay the athletes, which is a little bit different. And I did notice that a lot of people, that was their one complaint. They all kind of agreed, don't pay the athletes. But then when they saw the part about the universities paying them, they just weren't feeling that. So I don't know if it was because they knew that California was looking at that legislation or what, but that seemed to be a little point where people were like, I don't know about that. But then I started thinking, okay, there's this NCAA football game that people love to play, EA Sports game, you know, on PlayStation or whatever. And there's kind of a thing where people are like, hey, they want that game to come back. This could be a way for that to come back. So, you know, just kind of think of a non-traditional way to get people to support an issue which ultimately supports the candidate. Because, yeah. And I also think I need to be more on the ground level. Like, I need to be local. I got to get on the road. I can't do this from Oklahoma. It's just not going to work. I gotta hit the pavement, man. Unfortunately, Yang is not going to be coming to my area anytime soon because we don't matter. So he's going to be, you know, California and New Hampshire and all of these places. He ain't coming down here. So I think he has something in Texas. I might hit a Texas thing, but I don't think he's going to be making any of those moves anytime soon. So I'm looking. Like I said, the media, I can go anywhere without being anywhere, but I just need something that's going to travel. You know what I mean? Then I need you guys to share it and repost it or whatever. Why the silence? Give me, help me, help you, help Andrew. Can we make that happen? Can we what do we need to do? What do we need to do? Give me an investigation that I can do. Something that's relevant to you, that's relevant to people around you, that we can make bigger, give a voice. Let's amplify something. Ooh, that's a good name for something. Let me write that down. I feel like that could be my docu-series when this is all said and done. So we got more people coming in. Listen, this live stream, the goal here is to get ideas from you guys so that I can make content that we can go bigger with. Like, I just don't feel like, he's rising 7% in the polls in California. Great news. But, gotta get to 20, man. We gotta get to 20 at some point. I don't know how many, we know Biden's not gonna make it. Like, there's this general belief that Biden's not gonna make it all the way through, right? Well, is Andrew Yang gonna get any of Joe Biden's votes? Like, really? I think the numbers say he'll get 4% or 8% or something like that, some small percentage. So, he'll that'll give him some numbers, but everyone else's numbers are going to go up as well. So we need to start siphoning off these stragglers. You know what I mean? And of course, the smear campaign has begun. I've been seeing a lot, but to be fair, I've seen a lot of positive stuff too. I'm not even gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain because I've seen a lot of positive stuff. But yeah, the negatives coming too. So, but we focus on the people, not the politics. Who cares about that? What do the people care about? Man, you guys are really in here not saying nothing. Regard your power. Okay. Well, I guess it's all on me. I guess I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do. Healthcare. What about healthcare? Does everybody agree with healthcare? What's the topic? The topic is keep the motivation. The topic is that I need ideas from you guys on how I can make content to reach other people. Because I can make Andrew Yang videos all day. I can make Andrew Yang is at 7% in California. That's great. But people who don't know who Andrew Yang is don't care about that video. They're not looking for that video. I need to make that video that Johnny walking down the street is going to be like, hey, check this out. I just saw this on somebody just sent this to me on Instagram, or somebody just forwarded this to me. Check this out. I need that video. What is that video? Andrew Yang crowd surfing, that's kind of that video, you know what I mean? But it doesn't put into context what's going on. We need that serious / engaging / we'll say viral, but not viral, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm asking you, what's relevant in your area? I know what's going on in my neck of the woods, but I don't know what's going on in your neck of the woods. I don't know what you and your friends are talking about. I don't know, you have a friend, you need clickbait. That's true. that's true. But I'm just saying, you have people in your life, right? And if you said, hey, go vote for Andrew Yang, they'd be like, no, or why, or whatever. You know what I mean? You would have that type of, we're not going there. But I can make content that'll break that wall for you. I can make that content that'll make them be willing to have a conversation with you. You know what I mean? So what matters to them? So somebody said healthcare. The thing about healthcare, I just feel like everybody's healthcare is the same. Well, that's not true. That's not true. That's actually okay. Let me think about that. You're right. Maybe that's what I should talk about. Why his policies are different than everybody else's. But again, I still feel like that leans more towards people who know who they're looking for. But I also don't want to be like, is the word defamatory? I don't want to be like Joe Biden's healthcare policy is trash. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I could do that. I could start knocking everybody else. But I'm trying to unify. I'm not trying to, create this rift where people are like, well, Angie Yang's policy ain't that great either. You know what I mean? We're not trying to have that. We just want to be welcoming. We want to be like, hey, have you thought about this? We want to do that. We want to make people think. I was listening to somebody talk about, what is this? It said something like, people have to hear something 7 times before it's a good idea. I don't know. I'm butchering this, but it's something like people have to hear it 7 times before they feel comfortable, making that purchase. So that's what I'm trying to do. We're trying to break down those walls for people, so that way, like that. Okay, so like Yang or Trump, right? So what I would do is like flip that. I'd be like, Trump supporters also support, or Yang supporters also support Donald Trump. Just something like that, where it's just like, where Trump supporters might be like, oh, let me look into this Andrew Yang guy. What was he talking about? The biggest issue I hear from the older generations are not about his policies. They do not believe he has a chance to be president. So they do not want to waste their time discussing him. Okay, so that's another thing I've been thinking about. But it's hard to do now. Like, if I had thought about this in 2016, yeah, it'd be easier to do. Like, I kind of want to talk about the rise of Trump, like, the real, the whole path. And because I remember that, okay, that was when I stopped caring about politics, 2016. I remember very clearly Donald Trump announcing that he's running for president. And Young Turks did a story, and they were laughing at him, and they were like, oh, look at Trump. He paid all these people to come out to I think he announced at Trump Tower or something like that. And they found like the little ad, I guess, that he put out to hire people to come down and clap for him. So they made this big old joke. So I remember that. I remember that they was laughing. They were literally laughing at Donald Trump when he announced that he was going to be president. And I remember just before the election saying, I have a video. I made a video on this channel saying that Donald Trump was going to win the presidency. But I think that might be a way. That might be a way. But people in my area are mostly quiet about politics. I live in the boonies, and me being Asian, Trump supporters are silent around me, and Native Americans don't. Yeah. Network with the rest of your local Yang gang. Go out and make an event. Be positive. You got great. I am local. I'm out here, man. I'm in these streets, okay? I'm in the streets. We was out there last weekend. But we're not doing enough, okay? We're not doing enough. Like, I'm independent. I'm an owner, okay? I can go and I work mostly on the weekends. Everybody else works during the week, so they get to go out on the weekends. I got 5 days a week where I could be out doing something. And it's like, yeah, I can make Andrew Yang videos. Like I said, I know I can do that. And I can get, thousands of views, but we gotta be able to break that. And I feel like going more into the filmmaking wave is gonna allow me to do that. So yeah, like I was watching, the little Vice type videos where they go in and do a little expose, or they talk about the real, or they talk about whatever the issue is. That stuff is gonna do a little bit better. And I feel like if I have the community behind me when I'm doing these, we can really push those. And I feel like those will be the ones where people will be like, oh, I didn't even know who this guy was. What's he talking about now? think it's important to do short videos of each of his policies they could easily tweet about and share on other social platforms. Yeah. Okay, but when I do these videos, should I be comparing his policies to other people's policies? How do you guys feel about that? Just curious. Because like I said, I don't want to be confrontational, but at the same time, I do feel like it's important because there's so many, like there's so much overlap on that stage that you really got to be like, okay, wait, why is his different? When I first heard Yang, I thought, what? How could an Asian man be president? I thought about $1,000 was a gimmick, but then I read more and watched more videos to help me warm up to him. And that's the thing, is people have to have that indoctrination. Like, you can't just watch one video. Like a lot of people, once they hear $1,000 a month, that is a turn off to them, okay? Like, that's what people got to understand. People hear that, and they'll be like, oh, hell no. I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm not giving nobody nothing. And that's how people just feel. People just feel like that, all right? So I don't like leading with UBI. I don't like leading with, I don't even like leading with that. Because the man's got all these other policies that are just, I'll say common sense. I mean, they're deeper. If it's relevant, you should explain like the difference between Sanders' federal jobs and Yang's UBI. Yeah. Compare Yang to Warren's policies. Yeah. Yeah. Yang, Warren, I think we could pick up some support off of Warren. I don't know about Bernie, man. Them Bernie people is like a little bit hardcore. They're not rocking with Andrew Yang. Like, they might if they have to, but I post positive Andrew Yang memes just to get my friends. Oh, okay. Yo, send me some of the memes, man. Send me some of the memes, because that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, I don't want to be a high pressure salesman, okay? We want to lull them into it. They're going to be like, huh? What? I don't know. What? $1,000? Wow. My bad. My phone just overheated. My phone overheated, as it tends to do. 1 second. I'm going to read these comments in just 1 second. I'm just pulling into this office. But yeah, that's just kind of what I'm thinking. Like, I want to be able to lull people into it. I want to give them a couple of initial impressions. Like, people support me, you know what I mean? So right now I'm just kind of like, I talk a lot about what I'm doing, right? I'm doing this internet thing for a minute. So I've just kind of learned, like, not to just be throwing stuff in and bothering people. So I just kind of throw it out there and let them see, let them see, let them see. And then eventually they're like, okay, what are you doing again? All right, let me read these comments. For 40 years, Sanders been talking about getting money out of politics with no idea how to do it. Yo, Yang figured it out with a great idea. Talk democracy dollars. See, the thing about democracy dollars, like, we obviously, either for the reason of being interested in this candidate or just are interested in politics. Everybody don't care about politics, fam. So it makes sense, but you're right. If I contrast it to somebody else, like if we say if Joe Biden had a Biden dollars program or something, and we compared the Biden dollars to the democracy dollars, I can see that. I got you. How do democracy dollars work? I mean, I'm assuming it's like I don't think you actually get anything. Maybe it's just like when you're doing your taxes or something like that, it would be a little allotment and say, hey, you have $100 or however many dollars this year. Where do you want to put it? And you can kind of fill out where you want it to go. I'm making this up. This is kind of the thing. The policies are a little bit vague, but it's something like that. You know, it'll basically give you some options as to who you want to put your money towards. As to what causes, I guess, or what agencies or whoever you want to give it to. Hold on, let me scroll back up. Okay, I did not take him seriously at first. I thought he was a joke, but now he's my man. Yeah, there you go. His policies sell themselves. They do. Whatever you're doing, don't be confrontational. Yeah, man. That's the thing, man. I've been hearing a lot of bad talk about the Yang Gang, man. Y'all, stop being a real gang. Do not terrify your neighborhood. Stop. I don't know what y'all doing out there. Some of y'all are terrifying children. Y'all gotta be cool. Don't turn into the whatever they say about the Trump supporters when they was talking about with the MAGA hat. Don't do that. Don't take it too far. We just gotta be cool. We gotta be cool. We got the fun candidate. No reason to be pushy. No reason to be a jerk. Just, you know, if people ain't down with it, that's fine. They'll come around. If everyone told their family and got them excited to vote for Yang, they would tell other people. Domino effect. All right. So what happens when you tell your family to vote for Andrew Yang? That's what I want to know. You have to talk about how great Bernie is and how great Warren is, but you're secretly converting them to Yang. Exactly. That's why I made the last video where I talked about Obama and Clinton. I don't like Clinton. I don't really like Obama. But for people who like those people, it would probably be good for them to see that Yang's crazy idea is an idea that they also had. Oh, there's my appointment. Yang said you can implement democracy dollars by literally giving every citizen a unique coupon code and just scan giving it. Yeah, man. Yeah, Yang is all about technology. Oh, I need to read it. I might do a video on this. I saw someone say something about they might pay out the UBI in Bitcoin. If you've been following this channel, I have been saying, y'all wonder why the channel's called Hustle Film. You know, this channel's about getting money, right? I've always been a fan of the idea of Bitcoin, but I said I can't get down with Bitcoin until the government gets behind it. And when I heard that it's a possibility that Bitcoin would be the way to pay out UBI, that just made so much of this all kind of come together and make sense. I mean, just the idea, because I was always wondering, like, you know, people are saying, like, how are they going to get everybody to get off the dollar and all of that? She's like, huh, that would do it. That would kind of do it. Why is Bitcoin so great? I mean, to me, Bitcoin isn't so great. I mean, really, it's so great because we don't have no money. Because we don't have any money. So Bitcoin is just a way for us to skirt our debt, I guess. But you know, it's international. Its currency is strong across the world. It's not just tied to oil or our GDP or anything like that. And supposedly it's not traceable, but I feel like it'll be traceable eventually. So if I give my 100 democracy dollars to a candidate A, but later change my mind, I want to give it to B, could I get a refund? Yo, that's what I'm saying. There's questions that Yang hasn't even had the opportunity to ask because he's just been cast aside so much. Eventually, those are the types of questions we're going to be talking about. But yeah, I don't think you get a refund either. I think once you kind of allocate the money, that's where it goes. Like I would assume, like I said, hypothetically in my scenario, when you pay your taxes, that's when you allot your money, and then that's when those agencies or candidates or whoever get their money. So it's like all up front. There's not going to be a yo, I need that 50 back. But I don't think you have to give the whole 100. I think you can break it up to wherever you want it to go. But yeah, I'd love to hear about the intricacies of these policies, because even with the NCAA thing, it's not really broken down. Like it's just very vague, you know what I mean? Because you can make a policy that says the NCAA can't hold it against athletes, but the NCAA doesn't have to agree to it, or like there's always ways around this. There's always going to be unintended consequences. There's always going to be a fight to make any kind of change happen. So a lot of Yang stuff is some big changes, man. But all right, I gotta get out of here. So you guys feel free to put whatever you want in the comment section below. If you just have an idea, just come back to this video and throw it down in the comment section. I'm just looking for ideas, ways that we can spread the word, projects that I can make that will get out to reach other people outside of just us, outside of the people who are aware. Like, how do we get the people who don't know? Yeah, but there's a couple of good ideas here. I'm gonna go back and check this comment section a little bit later and probably start working on another video. You have to fire up young American voters, participate in the process, do the math, why their votes matter, and don't let the oldies. Yo, man, they've been having the same conversation for like 100 years. It's hard to get young people involved, like really. And that's kind of why when I started out talking about homeless people, like registering homeless people sounds like a great idea. But if I register somebody today, I still need them to vote in March. So how do you get somebody like that's not somebody who's just interested in the idea today. That's somebody who's like a super fan. Like that's not a little bit of interest or I kind of want the money or I kind of like the policy. That's like I am dedicated. So to get somebody dedicated is going to take a lot more than, you know, one video or a conversation or something like that. Like it's going to take a lot. But that's what you need. We need fanatics. But all right, man, you guys put your comments down there. Let me I'm gonna check them out. We're gonna work on it. I'm gonna come up with some ideas. We're gonna drop some content and we're gonna keep bombing them. Andrew Yang 2020. Let's go.